to ransom. People have made plans either not to travel because there's supposed to be restriction of movement in the first 3 days. People who are supposed to travel or who are supposed to fix events will say, okay, let's hold on, there is census. Before you know it, in the usual Nigerian fire brigade manner, last minute there could be a postponement, and it does not augur well. This is not the best way to prepare for a census. It shows unpreparedness on the part of the commission and the country, all those involved in preparing for this census.
Amechi, good morning. A simple definition for this is if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And this is what Nigerian government have turned our national project to. Census is a national project, and as you have rightly said, I used to have a friend then, Abubakar Gimba, an author, who will tell you, if you send me an invitation 1 month less, I'm not attending. So give me 30 days invitation so that I'll prepare ahead of it. How many days is census giving us now to prepare for census? And for me, and like the people in Benue State will tell you, we are not ready for it. It should be shifted. Like our friend Christian, a journalist will tell, and the NPC postpone this for 9 months. What the rush?
That was what Afenifere said yesterday at the end of the National Executive Committee meeting.
And I wonder why the National Council of State didn't discuss it extensively. The issue of census. I think we are jokers in this country. Apologies.
Even
apologies.
National
really.
Economic Council that held yesterday. Is it their responsibility, Teve?
No, it's the responsibility of National Economic Council is to advise the president on economic matters. So that is it. And for the fact that the census has no bearing on money, you can be sure also that they will not even have mentioned it or thought of it passively. I mean, when you say May 3, it sounds very far. It's Wednesday next week. By the time we come here Wednesday next week, it's clearer a picture of when
5 days time.
5 days time, or when we are looking at. You recall some of us when it was moved from March or so. I said, look, this cannot happen. The timing, this would have been about the very first time the country will be holding a census during the rainy season. Not even election year, even the rainy season. For those of us who are farmers, it's not a very good time. And the fact that the rains came very late this year as predicted, obviously everybody is just running, to see what they can fix. The right thing to do, clearly, is to shift it to somewhere around November, which has almost been the tradition. Even
it's still raining in my community around November, and we are still harvesting today. If you're farming at this period, we'll be harvesting by that time.
You harvest when the rain. Maybe I've been in the east. At the time it rains, but it would have also reduced drastically the way and like we said, it's harvesting. It's not the planting that is.
Apart from the farming issue, I think the outgoing administration should allow the incoming administration weigh these things, look at the logistics, look at the budgeting, and revisit the budgeting. And instead of rushing, I don't know why the rush. Actually, really, I don't know why the rush. They should hold on and wait for the incoming administration to.
When you say rush, we are supposed to hold this census in 2016.
Yeah,
10 years after.
2016. 10 years after 2006 when we held it last. So no rush. It's just better planning. And for certainty, we are not seeing much. There was a training program scheduled, was postponed. I don't know whether. So if you're not going to hold the census, tell citizens, tell the people of Nigeria, those that want to travel, those that want to hold events, let them hold it. If you're going to hold it, make the announcement that, yes, this will be on. Up to 2 weeks ago, Federal Executive Council, 3 weeks ago, was still approving contracts, Vice City infrastructure. And it depicts a country that is clearly unprepared for the huge tax. Census is bigger than election. Election, you have 84 million registered voters, and only 25% of them or thereabout will turn out. But for census, not every citizen, everybody in Nigeria should be counted.
And you're even counting housing. You are also counting the housing, apart from the human beings.
National population and housing census. So it should not be treated with levity.
I think they've heard us loud and clear. And Amechi, let them respond and quickly tell us today is the last working day before the weekend, and we still have public holiday on Monday.
It's a basis for planning. When we say it's bigger than election, Nigerians need to understand it clearly. It's supposed to be the basis for planning, giving us an idea of how many persons we have in every community and what facilities they will possibly need, you know, and all of that. It's just that sadly we don't even make use of that. Perhaps that is why we are where we are in the level of development that we have. If we make use of data, population, and all of that, we would have told ourselves that, hey, look, we are not where we should be. The projection is that by 2050, this country will be the third most populous in the world if we get the census right.
Going by the
2006 figures and the growth estimate of about 2.5%. And India, last week overtook China as the most populous country in the world, over 1.4 billion. In China, they agree give birth again. They started the one-child policy to curb population growth. The people got used to it. When they saw they were having aging population, bulk of their citizens are old, they started appealing to citizens to produce more. They said, no, we don't need it. Now, they are in some European countries, if you give birth to the second child, you have paid some money as a word of encouragement. Here we have a young population. Majority of our demography young.
You have people with 20 children, 30 children.
So,
but quickly, even if we're going to shift, yes. I would like to appeal that the NPC take cognizance of communities that have been sacked. And if you are going to do the housing census in such communities, don't say that nobody is here. So that is the fear. That is the fear of some communities,
including IDPs.
Yeah, like Obi community in Nasarawa State and some communities that people have been sacked. I think they should take cognizance of the foundation of the houses that were there before they were sacked. That knowing that people will come back, like Bama, that people were sacked, people came back to their ancestral homes.
Okay, so it's still uncertain whether the Buhari administration will transfer the responsibility of the conduct of the 2023 census to the next administration. It's just about 30 days or so.
Yeah, 33
to the next administration, or whether it will insist on holding it. One thing that the administration has transferred to the next administration is the fuel subsidy. Also, the Nnamdi Kanu matter, it was in court yesterday. And Michael Zekome, counsel for Nnamdi Kanu, was saying that the federal government came with 9 amended charges to waste time. That's his own interpretation to waste time. And the matter may not be heard again till this administration is off. So, some say
I think they adjourned to May 11.
May 11, okay. So, there will still be time for that. Now, there's politics of fuel subsidy. So, same way there's politics of census. The problem why we have not had accurate census is core politics, because it's the basis for revenue allocation. So a lot of interest go into it. We are more than you in number, and democracy is all about numbers. And as long as it's a basis for resource allocation, we may not get the real census figures in Nigeria. And the politics of the fuel subsidy. Now, from our sources, the issue of the $800 million, is it World Bank?
World Bank grant.
Loan to be given as grants. To
in one soup they say grant, another one they say
it's a loan. But the benefit for when the federal government gets it, they will now give it out as grant. That's dash. Let's break it down as dash to poor Nigerians. The coming administration, from what we heard, is not comfortable with this administration dispensing that money. Of course, if you dispense, you know the benefits that accrue to it. And from what we heard, they are insisting that they should hold on. So this administration has also said if we are holding on, we can also hold on the removal. You know, when you remove, the backlash that comes with it. So the big responsibility before the Tinubu administration will be how to handle fuel subsidy. When you remove, some are saying the price of petrol may be $350 to $400. How will this populace react?
Already people are buying for 300, 400 outside Abuja.
Outside Abuja this year, 450.
So it's deregulated there.
So the whole gamut of this fuel subsidy thing, Abichi, 6 billion before, now 16 billion daily. And when you ask, you said government starts saying from the beginning of this administration we're going to handle fuel subsidy issue, and coming to 2023, and you say by June. Now you are, so government need to know that we hold them in trust, and they are holding this government in trust for the people. And if they miss out, I mean, just like look at your child growing. You will not know that the boy is growing, but you have provided everything needed for the boy to grow. He's an outsider. He's a boy.
He's a boy. I want Obi will become a man.
No. You are providing everything that Obi needs.
Yes.
But he's a TV or an blue that you need to say, Amaechi, Obi is growing. You will not say, Obi is actually growing, because you are doing everything necessary for him to grow. The government need to know that the people, if you don't hold them in trust, will not give them the country. When Obi was campaigning, he said, "Hire me." The people in government are being rented. We rented them to be our leaders. So if you do not plan the fuel subsidy well, for example, at the end of the day, nobody will clap for you. When you ask for forgiveness, what are they forgiving you for? Because you have promised 3 things: corruption, insecurity, and economy. And what happened to the economy aspect of your promises?
Those that will come in now into the government were the leader of those that organized the anti-fuel protests in Lagos, 2012 in Ojota, Lagos. When they come in now, their headache will be, do we remove? Should people organize anti-fuel protests elsewhere?
Save Nigeria.
I mentioned the president-elect, when he was a candidate, he was very clear. He said he will remove fuel subsidy. The issue is when, how, and which pattern and manner, that will happen.
He has to find answers to all the doubles.
Yes.
When, where, how.
Okay. So everybody is always a consensus that, look, this has to be removed. But how we go about it, is what needs to be looked at. And clearly, the Tinubu administration, the incoming Tinubu administration, when they get there, if they want to, they need to do it in good time. In good time, not waiting, because we've seen a number of them wait until when they're about to leave, and then you hear
like the William Ruto style.
There are conditions. Which is why I say how the procedure and all of. There are conditions, that are precedent to a removal. One, the refineries must work. There are no two. So if they want to remove this fuel subsidy, once they come in, they should make sure that in the first 1-2 years the refineries are working. Then we can start discussing the issue of removing fuel subsidy. Public transportation, which most of us have raised here over time. We need to provide and upgrade the public transportation.
If your road is not good,
including rail. There's no reason. Lagos has taken up that challenge. There's no reason why Abuja should not have intracity.
I heard the Southwest states are talking over a common rail.
I think the issue of rail. I think the issue of rail
should not have intracity.
But is this a booby trap the Buhari administration is setting for the incoming administration? Recall that when Obasanjo was about to leave office in 2007, he effected price increase. It was so much. When Yar'Adua came, he reduced some money and everything calmed down. Some would have been saying perhaps the Buhari administration, what the best thing he could have done for the next administration is to remove it. Then when the next administration comes, with the goodwill that comes with every administration, they can manage. But the next administration has that period where when you come into office, people may still tolerate you. So they have to take that decision within 30 days. Just like what happened in Kenya, recall.
Yes.
How many days did it take the president when he assumed office?
1 week. That's the first day. Nobody told him he knew what was supposed to be the right thing, and he has done that. I mean, when you say it's a booby trap, you look at it from different perspectives. It's a provision of the Petroleum Industry Act. It says 18 months from the signing of that law, the subsidy should be removed. So.
But what was the previous announcement and target date for the removal? Before the action of the National Executive Economic Council.
The subsidy could have been. It provides that the subsidy should be removed. Not that by the 18th month it should remove. That within 18 months it should be removed. So he could have removed it on the first month that he signed, second month that he signed, third month that he signed. It was when he wanted to remove, and everybody, they now said, okay, we'll postpone it till
that's the problem. Why postpone when you have told everybody that this is when we are going to remove it?
It has happened. It has happened. What we
So
need
the
to do-
administration doesn't want to cure the rot of Nigeria before going. He has pushed it to this administration and said, "This is your wahala."
Pushing it already is a violation of the law.
And the unfortunate thing for the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, the same person who has been saying this must be removed, it will be removed,
Yes.
removed. If I were her, yesterday I would have said maybe the governor, the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum should be the one to address the media and face the issue, not myself going by the position that she holds over the matter. But she allowed herself to be put there, and
Well,
she took
as
out the
we
bullets.
go for our mails, I recall what Goodluck Jonathan as president said when they were holding meetings as to whether to add price, increase fuel prices. Everybody, the governors, the stakeholders were telling him, remove it, increase it, increase it, increase it. And when he increased and Kasara combust, all of them left him. They ran back to the states. The man was in Abuja and was seeing his government almost swept off. And he read the handwriting and quickly retracted. So the outgoing administration perhaps would have read some meanings into taking that action, but the buck is on the table of the incoming administration. Let's share some of your mails. After that, we'll be speaking with Jan. We have received a lot of mails about the